Hey guys, what's up? It's NHL Pens and welcome to my YouTube channel. On here, we'll be discussing everything Penguins, trades, news, discussions, post-game thoughts. Now, before we start the video, obviously I want to get to introduce myself. If you guys are going to stick here and watch me, I think you guys should know a little bit about me. Obviously, I'm sure a lot of you guys are here from my Instagram account, NHL Pens or NHL Pens 2. Really, they both got deleted. So I thought it's time to move to YouTube. I've always wanted to do this. I've always wanted to do a Steve Dangle type, but for the Penguins. Everyone has asked me to do it in the past, and I've always wanted to do it, but I've just been too shy. But I thought, hey, why not? Let me give it a shot. I love the Penguins. So let's get right into it. So we're at the point of the offseason where it's just extremely boring. There's nothing to talk about. So I thought, let's talk about what the Penguins have done so far this offseason. All right, let's start off with Jack Johnson. The Penguins offered Jack Johnson a 5-year deal worth $3.2 million a season, and that caused a lot of mixed reviews. This is one of those contracts that is very interesting because a lot of fans didn't like it, but a lot of fans, on the other hand, really like it. It was one of those 50-50 things. In my opinion, I mean, I'm in the middle. I like the deal, but I don't love it, right? I still think Jack Johnson has some good hockey left in him, and I don't think people are really debating that. I think the problem here is the 5 years that Jim Rutherford gave him. Giving Jack Johnson 5 years obviously isn't the greatest, but this is something you have to do in order to get the price lower. Giving Jack Johnson that 5-year deal allows the Penguins to only give him 3.2. If you give him the 2-year deal, he probably asks for 4, maybe 4.5 a season. Jim Rutherford is obviously in a tough spot, right? He knows this team doesn't have the most time left, so it's all about right now. And I think, in my opinion, if you look at this contract for right now, it's a great contract. If you look at the whole 5-year thing, it's not that pretty because by year 5, by this deal, it's going to be terrible. By year 3, it's probably going to be terrible. But year 1 and year 2 of this contract, in my opinion, it's a great contract because Jack Johnson is worth 3.2. People think he's a terrible hockey player. You know, maybe he is. Maybe he's not a good defenseman. But we as Penguins fans know that we've brought a lot of bad defensemen into our system and have made them better. I think Jack Johnson is what the Penguins need, really. You know, we have our guys that can move the puck. I think Jack Johnson kind of replaces Ian Cole. Jack Johnson can come in and be terrible, or he can come in and be a surprise. We have to give it a chance, really, right? You can't just judge the contract from now. We have to give it a chance. I also think Jack Johnson gives the Penguins something they were missing last season when they lost guys like Chris Kunitz, Marc-Andre Fleury, Trevor Daley. They lost a lot of veterans. They lost a lot of experience. And I think whether he's good or not, I think Jack Johnson definitely gives the Penguins that experience that they need, right? Even if Jack Johnson isn't the greatest on the ice, I certainly do know that he will be needed off the ice. When the team is down by 1 goal and you need someone to crack that joke in the room, I think Jack Johnson can be that guy. Or let's say the young guys are a little bit nervous. I think he can help out the younger defensemen or even the younger players in general. I think he can even help out guys like Sidney Crosby. Obviously, Crosby's the leader of this team, but I think he can help out, you know, knowing that they've been best friends. I think, you know, if Crosby's going through a slump, we've seen Crosby go through one of those. Let's say, you know, 5-6 games without a point or a goal, and he's getting frustrated. I think Jack Johnson can help out and be like, yo, Sid, you know, calm down, right? It's all good. You're the best player in the world. You can do this, right? Give me your thoughts on Jack Johnson. You guys like the contract? Are you guys okay with it? You guys hate it? Let me know in the comments. Now let's move on to the next free agent signing the Penguins did, and that's Matt Cullen. When I heard about Matt Cullen returning to the Penguins, it made my day. And I know a lot of people were a little bit skeptical, like, you know, where is he going to play? We don't need centers. Does he still have it? Guys, it doesn't matter, right? Matt Cullen isn't going to come here to save the day or anything. He might not even play all the games. He might play half a season. What Matt Cullen brings to the Penguins is kind of similar to what Jack Johnson brings to the Penguins. If anything, Matt Cullen, I'll be okay if he plays 0 games this season. He still brings something to the Penguins. I'm sure you guys have heard Mike Sullivan talk about Matt Cullen over the past few years. He's described Cullen as an addition to the coaching staff, and I agree. Not only is Matt Cullen an addition to the coaching staff, but the players really seem to like him and his family. Obviously, during a long cup run, there's going to be stressful moments. There's going to be times when you lose a game tough or when you're down in a series. And sometimes the best thing to do is just get your mind off of hockey. And having a guy like Matt Cullen and his kids running around, just giving you that extra laugh to forget about what just happened, stuff like that is definitely needed in a locker room. Overall, I think a lot of people are disappointed with the Penguins offseason. But honestly, I'm fine with it, right? You get a depth defenseman, and you bring back Matt Cullen, which I think is okay. I don't think the Penguins really needed to bring anybody big. The Penguins have a Stanley Cup team together. I think the addition of Jack Johnson helps out the Penguins for next year. I think the addition of Matt Cullen helps the Penguins not only on the ice, but in the locker room also. And same thing for Jack Johnson. He may not help on the ice as much, but he does definitely help in the locker room, and you can't deny that. Overall, I'm in the middle. I don't love the Penguins offseason, but I don't hate it. I love that we brought back Matt Cullen, and I don't mind the Jack Johnson contract. And obviously, if worse comes to worse, there's going to be another expansion draft in a couple of years, I'm pretty sure, with Seattle. If anything, the Penguins just can give up assets to have Seattle take Jack Johnson off their hands. Honestly, I think that's the best way the Penguins can go right now. Keep Jack Johnson for 2 years, and then when he starts getting slower and worse and older, you just give him to Seattle, and then we don't have to pay for the last 3 years of the contract. Anyways, though, give me your thoughts on the Penguins offseason. Obviously, this video was a little bit all over the place. This is my first video on YouTube, but you got to start somewhere, right? Let me know if there's anything you guys would like me to make a video about. Obviously, there's still like around 2 more months left until hockey starts, so there's lots we could talk about. We could talk about the lines, my expectations for this year. We could talk about, I don't know, prospects, anything you guys really want. So make sure to leave a comment. Tell me what you guys would like to see next. Tell me how I did in my first video. If it was a little bit bad, don't worry guys, I will get better, hopefully. And obviously, give me your thoughts on the Penguins offseason. Were you a fan? What did you dislike from it? Comment all that down below. What are your thoughts on Jack Johnson? What do you think he'll bring next year? And what are your thoughts on Matt Cullen returning? I'll definitely be reading the comments. Tell me where I can improve. Obviously, there's much room for improvement. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave your comments down below. I'll be reading them, and I hope to see you guys next time.